what's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and we are back to basically let's talk about sisters, y'all. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna warn y'all. I'm going to say some things that you probably have not heard before. I'm gonna give you an extremely honest review, and this is going to come from my personal intuition about the ladies on the show and just in general, why this show has just gone to SHI. Um, Please put a one in the chat to let me know if y'all can hear me. I am driving, so I cannot look at the screen, but I can glance down to look for a one to make sure that you can hear me because I'm going, child. I live in the sticks, so you just never know if the service is working. All right, perfect. Oh, D is here. What's up, D? I'm at a stoplight. D says, "Hi, Shay. That show still on?" Girl, not that show still on. Y'all, I love D. You are so hilarious. She says, "One, yes, you can hear me." Okay, perfect. All right, y'all. So let's talk about Sisters real quick, okay? First and foremost, the show is absolute trash. We can't even sugarcoat it. I think that the fans have to admit that it is beyond. At this point, you're just watching it because you're just hoping and praying that it's going to get better. And it just continues to get worse and worse and worse. Now, here's what I believe. Okay. Let's talk about the characters that are no longer on the show, shall we? So we're going to start with Ebony Obsidian. Ebony Obsidian is an amazing actress. Okay. She is with and I believe Ebony is an only child. So she is just, I think that now with Sisters, I believe that Tyler Perry is trying to create a soap opera type of environment. But Beyond the Gates of this is definitely not. Okay. The storylines are not written well. I believe Tyler Perry hides behind the fact that, he's no longer writing the story. So if it's shitty, hey, you guys wanted new writers. And at the end of the day, this is your show. And if you realize you're not writing well for it, you don't have good writers writing well for it, it might be time to take a look at the network is still somehow level and just overall etiquette for good play. This show is trash. Okay. Now I believe, like I said, Ebony Obsidian probably left the show because after doing the movie that she did for Tyler Perry, which Tyler Perry did not write and create that entire movie, producer, that's probably why the movie was good. Had reoccurring roles on decent produced show. Uh, 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 with Big Meech and all of them. Interest in the person that absorbs other people's energy, and I believe that she probably they gave off a little bit of fakeness. She might be the only one that's not trying to kiss up to Tyler Perry, and she knows her talent can take her far beyond anything that he can offer her. But she didn't want to. I believe she probably didn't want to create a negative relationship with him. I.e., we see what happened with Monique. She don't want to become another Monique. Nobody wants to get blackballed. So I'm gonna maintain a good relationship, but I'm gonna go ahead and get on about it here while I can. Oh, D, I'm going in and out. Is it getting better? I'm on a back road. I should have waited till I got home to do this because everything that I'm saying, I really want y'all to hear me. Can you hear me now, D? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Might have to switch phones. Why do I live in the country, child? Why do I live in the country? This is a mess. It's trash. Who said? It's better now. Okay, perfect. Okay. Um, Let me just kind of repeat a little bit of what I said so that I don't have to. Deloise Campbell says, I hear you. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, so just to kind of recap what I said really quickly when I was going in and out, I believe Ebony Obsidian is super duper talented and she's far beyond what Tyler Perry can offer her on Sisters. And I believe that with her doing that movie and Kerry Washington was in it. She was around other intelligent, working actresses that are doing big things. I think that that gave her the confidence to go ahead and move forward and, put her talents out there in better, productions. Like I said, she was on. She was had a reoccurring role on other shows that had more views and were better shows, more better written shows rather. So she's been on productions that are much more organized than Tyler Perry, which he's trying to model Sisters as a soap opera based type of show, which is just is more drama and it's not really it doesn't give off soap opera. It's Nobody's Beyond the Gates. Like it's just really not. So let's move on to Novi Brown. Okay. Now I'm going to group and I'm going to be brutally honest with this one, okay? I'm going to be brutally honest with what I'm going to say here. And y'all don't beat me up, okay? Novi Brown, to me, when I would see her doing interviews with the cast or whatever, um, Novi Brown seems a little uh, airheadish to me. She does. I'm not even gonna BS you. Novi Brown seems, very airheadish to me. Because when they would be doing interviews or whatever and talking about Sisters, when they used to do the Sisters after show, they would be talking about things and she would just go on such a far tangent. And I would just be like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? And her and Mignon or whatever, both of them try to act like they are so deep. Like even Mignon on her podcast that she does, she has a show, which I'm going to tell y'all when we get to Mignon. I think that Mignon is very upset that those two are not on the show. And I think that she just needs the check. That's the only reason why she's still on the show. I don't think that she likes the way that Tyler Perry handled that. And the chemistry amongst the cast has definitely taken a decline for sure. But the character KJ that plays Andy and Crystal, Renee, they're gonna do whatever to stay on that show because Andy done bought this big ass house and now she got a baby. Andy, aka KJ, aka Andy. Her and her husband ain't gonna be on All the Queen's Men anymore. So she needs this check to pay them bills in that big ass house and to take care of her baby. So whatever chitlin circuit Tyler Perry want her to dance in, she gonna do it. Okay? That's my observation at this moment. Okay. But yeah, Novi Brown is she's done some Christmas movies and things like that. I believe that Novi Brown is also someone that has very strong opinions, even though I think she's a little airheadish. She has very strong opinions. I think that she probably feels some type of way about how Tyler Perry is being depicted in the news. I think that affects her. I think that she she probably has become aware of, some of his allegations. And maybe she's just like, you know what, yeah, Tyler Perry is great and he found me, got me a job or whatever, but I ain't really fucking with this. I don't want to be intertwined with this type of shit. Let me go and find me something else to do. Her personality just gives off that she not really trying to be a part of no fuck shit. And I think that she probably is at a point, and again, this is all in my opinion, y'all. This is all my opinion. I also believe that Novi Brown doesn't like the way that the Sabrina character is being written. Even though I think Novi Brown kind of gives off airhead in real life, I don't think she wants to play an airhead on the show. Sabrina just seems extremely flighty and allowing these men to just, now she out here hoeing around and trying to find her freak number. Got an old man sleeping in her house. She, was about to sleep with him, and then she, dealing with Calvin that like it up the butt, and then you got Rich that don't want to have kids but don't want her to have a kid with somebody else, and then you got Damani that got a girlfriend, and now she wants him to get rid of the eggs, and he made the decision to. It's just, it's poorly written. It's poorly written. And I believe that Novi was probably at the point where she's like, you know what, I can't continue to be on a show that is, even though I'm not writing it and I'm the character, this is a poor reflection of me. I owe it to myself to be in better productions. That's just kind of what I feel from the situation. So Novi is a beautiful woman. I actually like Novi Brown, for real, but I just kind of picked up on the airhead energy when she does interviews or whatever. And like I said, her and Mignon have that fake. It's really, I can't stand, and let me tell you something. I can't stand women that try to be so deep with shit. Like, you just try to, and it's not like it amounts to nothing. Like when people just really just think extra hard about stuff, and you just trying to find a way to look like you so deep and you so intuitive, and you just so grounded. Sometimes that shit annoys me, and it's just like, you're not deep, sis. You just talking about a whole bunch of nothing, and none of this makes a heap of sense of nothing. It's a bunch of nonsense. And I just feel like, on Mignon's platform that she has, sometimes she says some stuff that's like, oh, okay, I get it. But then a lot of the times it's like, girl, you are just you just going too far. This is just absolutely absurd. And I feel like that sometimes with Crystal Renee's podcast too. Like, and I know y'all love y'all some Crystal Renee. I absolutely love her too. But I feel like sometimes she's just a little bit too deep too. In my opinion, I feel like there must be I'm gonna say this because this is just my opinion. I don't know for this to be true. I feel like Crystal might be recovering from now being in her 40s, probably wanting to get married and have children. But I sense that maybe she might have been in a relationship with somebody that was already attached for a number of years, and she feels like she's wasted a lot of her life. And so now that she has this opportunity to be so great on Zatima and Sistas, now she, is very intentional about relationships, and she not doing the do no more. She all about God and this, that, and the third. Now that is amazing. I think all women should be all about, very much in tune with their mental and into God and this, that, and the third. But ladies, I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna tell you real fast, okay? God is not gonna send a man to the front door like the milkman. He just simply isn't. Okay? So all of this, oh, the Lord and this and this, and listen, the Lord ain't say be dumb. You got to go out here and introduce yourself to people. You got to put yourself in scenarios where you can meet new people. And you also have to be, you got to be okay with giving them the ocular pat down and saying, hey, this ain't it. And you also have to walk away immediately if you get that resounding feeling. And ladies, we get that feeling when a man ain't shit, right off the bat. But if he fine, or he remotely talking to you in a way that's kind of giving you a little feeling down below, you like, let me make some excuses for him. No, don't make no excuses for these idiots. If he ain't right, leave that man alone. Let him the fuck go. We got to learn to say no and move on. Don't waste your time. And I believe that she's probably done that in her life. And now she's in her 40s, mid 40s, I believe. And you don't have no children, you're not married, and now God is your husband. Okay, now you're doing this podcast and you talking about the Lord and all this stuff, and getting real deep, and oh yeah, yeah, say that, all that. I'd be like, can the people talk? I don't know, but that's just my 2 cents, my 5 cents on that. Okay, again, love me some Crystal Renee, I really do, but that's just my intuition is telling me that's what was going on there. Okay, moving on. Let's get to Mignon, okay? Mignon, yeah, I can tell that she is extremely unhappy on this show. It's coming out even in her character. I believe that Mignon really needs the money for the show, and she is highly upset. I think something was not positive about the way that Novi left the show. And I think that Mignon and Novi probably had a you know, I think they had a good relationship outside of the show. And Mignon hangs out with the other cast members too. I've even seen Deval Ellis, like she'll come and hang out and do things with him and his wife or whatever. When the cast gets together, she's there. Ebony Obsidian is the only one that I've never really seen hanging around the cast. So that kind of tells you a little bit of something right there. So I just think that this show, the way that Tyler Perry went about, it's not like he gave us a warning. He just opened up the season with a new damn photo and two new people. Now, the two new people on the show, the girl that's playing Andy's sister, and then the Peloton instructor that is now turned actress. While I am excited that this is a new opportunity for them, I think that it is absolutely a miss to make them immediate sisters. It probably, even though Pam's acting is terrible, it would have been better. You would have been better off making Pam and Maurice sisters. Mind you, the character that Brian, whatever, I forgot his last name, that plays Maurice, I don't even know if he is a part of the community in real life. So you have him cosplaying as a GAY man on this show, and I feel like it is more of, it's like, are you gonna how do I feel about that if he's not a part of the community that we can get to play these roles? Hollywood is always trying to make men Holly weird. If that's not your lifestyle, if that's your lifestyle, great. More power to you. There's nothing wrong with that. But forcing straight men to play these roles, I think it's crazy. But also they're accepting them. So who am I to, listen, I can't stand up for something that you can't you ain't gonna you gonna stand by and let happen. I wanted to chat y'all because I would hate to have to. I ain't gonna re-record this video, but I just want to make sure everything sounds good. Um, but yeah, these first few episodes where they're trying to introduce the two new ladies, immediately, immediately you have us coming into a situation with Sabrina is in a coma. We can't see Sabrina. We know that Sabrina is not in that bed because as a main character, y'all would have put the camera on Sabrina. her by now. So you might as well just go ahead and offer. I don't know if y'all are negotiating with Novi right now, and that's why y'all not showing her, but you're not totally getting rid of her off the show. Maybe she's going to come back at some point. I don't know. Maybe she that ain't enough, and she want to go back to her reoccurring role on Sisters. All right, how about now? Can y'all hear me now? All right, how about now? Okay, now y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me now? All right. All right, hopefully it's better now. But like I said, y'all, I don't know how much y'all heard me, but I'm gonna recap really quickly. I just feel like the show has just gotten extremely bad. I don't appreciate the fact that you have these two new people on here. I think that it is very disrespectful that you just show up on a new season, just Y'all just crash coursed us with no lube with two new people. Didn't tell us, hey, we got some changes coming to the show. We just want to let y'all know that things are going to be different, blase, blase, none of that. Then I'm tired of Danny being assaulted. I'm really tired of that. You have a police officer that came to her house. She's grieving. You were there at the site apparently when her friend was hurt and supposedly supported with helping Sabrina and getting her out of the car and this, that, and the third. But yet you at Danny's door trying to get some. Danny is telling you, I'm still grieving my friend. I'm not in the right mindset. And you're like, yeah, but the other night, that was so great. That didn't even make any sense. That would not happen in the real world. And a man that is that much of an idiot, like that doesn't even make any sense. Read between the lines, sir. And mind you, also, Danny, why are you consistently opening the door for these men that you shouldn't even open your life up to? More or less open your door. I don't get it. I think that is extremely, at this point, it is just extremely disrespectful to the audience how stupid they think we are. Now, I get in soap opera environments or like even situations in some movies, the storyline may be a little far fetched in some parts, but this whole show has become extremely far fetched. The characters are far fetched. It's just, I don't understand why these people on this show, they are so blinded by this opportunity that Tyler Perry has given them that their morals have just gone out the window. You know this show is stupid. You know it is. And I've even heard some of them in interviews where you can tell that they know that the storylines don't make any sense. But they don't have enough balls to tell Tyler Perry, listen, I get these are the characters that you see in your head, but this ain't never a character that anybody gonna see in real life. This is stupid. A police officer coming to Danny's door. Yet this is the third time a man has assaulted Danny on this show. And I am really, really sick of it. Then Danny is sitting there acting like, oh, I deserve it because I cheated. And, she's not even wanting to tell her friends, right? That doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. Then why does Tony keep on coming over her house? Tony does not need to be at Danny's house anymore. I don't know if Tyler Perry is just trying to keep Tony a job, the character that plays Tony. I don't know. But your character needs to go away. If you're going to bring a man on the show for Danny, bring back Rodeo. Okay? Because my thing is, Danny is willing to pull up all this minutia with Tony because he's a black man, but he's treating her like shit. But you wanted Preston to understand you because he white, so but he need to understand blackness. So are you saying that you rather be with a black man and a black man treat you like shit, and so that's what you want to be with? I don't get what the show is trying to convey. It makes no sense. D says, now I can see y'all comments. D says, some people have done well for themselves from Tyler Perry's stupid shows. I think the actresses think it might happen for them. Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that, D. You make a very good point. I think that they need to start looking for some other things outside of this show, though. Like they need to improve their acting chops, try to get in some other movies, try to do some other shows or whatever. Because this right here, hoping that Sister stays on forever, I don't want them to turn into that Meet the Browns show where all the characters on there, that's all they really doing. If they ain't in a Tyler Perry movie, then that's just gonna be the end all be all for them on that show. And that show been on for forever. It's like the never ending Family Matters. But I get it. Those two characters on there are older, so it's probably harder for them to get other roles. But the people, the women on Sisters, and hell, DeVal, they can definitely find some other roles. DeVal has been in other movies and done other shows too, but he's very hell bent on being a provider. And now his wife has a role on Divorced Sisters, which I'm like, when are we gonna see the end of that? I think Tyler Perry, he starts these shows, they start out good, and then he just, it must be ADHD or something, because you write these shows and then it just trails off into stupidity. It really just shows how amateur you really are. And this ain't and at this point in his career, all the stuff that he's done that has been successful, you got to stop treating this like amateur night at the Apollo, where you just throwing anything out there and whatever stick, and just using the confidence and the loyalty of the Black community. And it's tiring. We want to support people, and please understand, Tyler Perry, you are rich because of us. So give us something good to watch. This is trash TV. And it's very lazy writing. And I've even seen where some of the writers are like, they didn't even watch the show, they just came right on and started writing. That is disrespectful to the production, and it's actually disrespectful to the actors and the actresses that have been on this show and they know their character in and out, and you just writing anything. I thought Tyler LaPlay sucked in The Haves and the Have-Nots, but he's doing well. I love him in Harlem. Yeah, that's a perfect example, D. He's an amazing actor. And he actually does good on P Valley. He's a very good actor on P Valley. That's what I'm saying. All of this rushed recording that Tyler Perry does, when these people get onto a real production, they don't even know what hit them. I believe they learn so much. So much. There are some good actors and actresses. They would probably never. I don't think you'll ever see Denzel Washington in a Tyler Perry movie. I just don't see it. I don't think that you will ever see Tom Cruise in a Tyler Perry movie. I don't think you'll see Cameron Diaz or hell, Scarlett Johansson. What's some other? I'm shocked Kerry Washington did it, but Kerry Washington is for the culture, so she gonna do whatever it takes. But yeah, it's a lot of very well acclaimed actors and actresses out here that I don't think that they would set foot in a Tyler Perry production because of the way that it's put together. It's not organized, and they're used to a certain way of doing things. I thought Straw was amazing. Didn't Tyler Perry write that? Yeah, he did. Straw was good, but that even had its parts where I was just like, all right, this is a little crazy. But some things like that movie, he said that he kind of threw that together too. But it came out right because he had good actors and actresses in the movie. Taraji is going to make it do what it do with anything she's in. That's just a mark of a phenomenal actress. She does well with whatever she's given. And, he paid her very well for that production, which is well deserved. D said, I don't want to see Tom Cruise anywhere, child. D said, I don't want to see Tom Cruise nowhere, child. Oh my God, D, you is not playing around. I know that's right. But listen, I get it. I get it. But, I was just bringing up like popular people. Let me see. Megan Good was in a movie. Yeah, that was the did he do, what was that movie? With Taraji P. Henson, Michael Ealy. I forgot the name of it. But yeah. He's had a lot of Hollywood's highest paid, black female actresses in his movies, but it's just the guys. I don't really know. I don't really see them doing it, especially guys that are straight. They probably don't want Tyler Perry trying to steal their booty jewels, allegedly. Okay, I don't know what that man do, but it's given very challenging to defend him at this point. Did Halle Berry do any movies with Tyler Perry? I also don't see Will Smith doing anything with Tyler Perry or The Rock, Kevin Hart. Just trying to think of some high paid black actors. Did Gabrielle Union do anything with him? I don't know. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to get on here and talk about the show and how terrible it is. Danny and Tony need to be done. I don't want to see the girl from Peloton coming on there flirting with Rich and faking like it's a business opportunity. I don't want to see them pretending like Sabrina is in that bed in a coma and she's not, and we don't see her face. I'm already sick of Andy's little sister. The We've never heard Andy talk about any siblings. We rarely heard her say anything about her family or her mama. Now all of a sudden her mama and her sister in her house. It's a crash course in getting canceled. And I just feel like these shows are not getting canceled because somewhere somebody just has a whole lot of sympathy. Ugh, I don't know. D says Gabrielle. Yes, she sure did. Gabrielle did Daddy's Little Girls with Idris Elba. Wasn't that? Yep, it sure was. There you go. That's why I was like, did she do a movie with him? I wasn't for certain. Hell, Kelly Rowland ain't no high billed actress either. High paid actress either, by the way. But she just got, the chops. People want her around because she's beautiful and will give her a chance. But she did that movie for Tyler Perry that she was freaked out. I was just like, that movie was dumb too. I don't know, child. I'm over Tyler Perry at this point. I really am. I think it's more of disappointment. I feel like he could be great because he does a lot of great things. And it is obvious and very noticeable when he rushes through things and it just feels like it just feels disrespectful as a fan. It really does. It feels disrespectful when you rush through your craft and you don't think things through. And Sisters is just one of those shows that's just continuing to hit it off with the fans. Or I don't know if it's an addiction where people are just holding on, hoping that it gets better. I don't know what it is, but it simply is not a good show. And like I said earlier, I'm happy for the two new ladies and this new opportunity for them. But they're doing interviews and going around in this sister circle with all of them together, like they are just meshing well together, and they just been doing the show for years, and it just looks so fake. It looks so fake. KJ, poor thing, she trying to sell the hell out of it because she needs this show to stay on so she can keep getting that check. So does Crystal. So they gonna try to do whatever they can to keep this thing wired together. But Mignon, it's getting harder and harder for her to mask her disappointment with the shift in the cast. And I can see it. I see right through it. She is not happy about the shift in this cast. And you know what? Rightfully so. But y'all, that's it. I ain't got no more. Sisters is trash. Let's just pray that it gets better. I'm not going to be watching it as much. I'll watch clips and reviews of some of my favorite YouTubers, but other than that, yeah, I don't even want to waste brain cells on this poorly written um, trash on TV, and just a poor depiction of black people, black women in general, as if all women are just stupid over men, and just utterly ridiculous. Like even Andy and that doctor. Like Andy got all upset because the doctor, defended the white doctor that was fumbling the pregnancies with hurting the black women during pregnancy or whatever. And so in his infancy of his first becoming a doctor, right? First onset becoming a doctor, he kind of aligned with the white doctor because nobody was listening to him anyway. But he went back and he told Andy that he went back and corrected the situation and he tried to stand up for people, but the board wasn't listening. Then Andy got upset talking about, well, you are a coward and this, that, and the third. But then when he said he would testify for us, she was like, oh, you would do that for me? You would do that? And I'm like, Andy, are you stupid? It's just so it's just so dumb. It's like 1 minute you down the man's throat because you feel like he not doing enough. And then when he says, yeah, I'll put my job on the line and stand up for you and I'll go to court. Now you shocked. Like, girl, what? And if the people are not listening to him, what you expect him to do? Quit his job? He done went to school for all of that and you gonna have him sacrifice his residency over something that is not going to change. Why let him leave the situation where he can't help anything, or have him stay? I would rather him be in the hospital like he was, where he can be an advocate for these women like he was for Karen. That's what I'm saying. Like, just writing these scripts, like, and I feel like it's just too much ad-libbing on this show too. It's just dumb. The dialogue is just whack. It's whack. The show is trash, y'all. I can't. I can't. And I don't think that the other ladies are. I think they tolerate Mignon. I think they cool with her, but they tolerate her. And I think that she, for me, just this is again just my opinion. Just my raggedy ass opinion. Ain't nobody asked for. Okay. I just believe that Mignon is just existing. I believe KJ and Crystal Renee are cool. But I think they have similar ideals as far as like, oh, I got to be on this show. Crystal done worked her way from him and Tyler's garments and picking his clothes to now being on 2 shows. So she ain't gonna bite the hand that feeds her, even if that hand is crippling. Let that sink in. But anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all. That's all I wanted to come on here and talk to y'all about. Tyler Perry's Sistas. Comment down below. What do y'all think can be done to improve the show, if anything? Um, are you still watching the show? What is going on with the show? What is your thoughts on the characters, and why they don't play more of a role in making the show better? Why do you think Tyler Perry just kind of throws this show to the wayside like this? I don't know. I'm interested to read y'all comments. Comment to talk to me because I talk back. Thank y'all for watching. Please go ahead, like this video. Again, like I said, comment down below. Share this video with anybody else that's just as confused as we are, child, about this production here. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out. Not cancellation will improve the show. I'm out of here, y'all. D cracks me up. Bye, y'all.